Hi, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to apologize up front if this particular video is kind of all over the place because there is just this back and forth pendulum swing, if you will, between formless, angelic self, infinite self, subconscious mind, whatever term you want to give it, and human self, which is conscious, which is material, which is human. And finding the middle ground between the two. A lot has happened, at least for me, hopefully for you, in the last couple of days. When you go through these transition cycles, when you go through these evolution cycles, at least for me, I go into my cocoon like a caterpillar. I cut everything off for the moment, and I literally cut everything and pull everything out of me. And I transform, and I stay in that for days, weeks, whatever it takes until I reach the state that I'm looking to reach, until I get through the next level of evolution. This one, I think this is my last. It feels like it. It's just been so interesting. I don't know if you're going through this weird feeling of, how do I describe this? I want to die, but I don't want to die. It's just that I want to die to the old way, the old self. But the old self wasn't even me in the first place. When I look at my life, this creation here in the material plane, Rebecca, I look at it from a high level viewpoint, meaning my higher self, my angelic self. When I go into her perspective and I look down and I look at my life, I know that I chose that. I chose this. I chose every single person in my life to do what they did to me. Why? Because she needed to learn, because she wasn't evolving and changing, because there were aspects of herself that she wasn't able to address and heal. That's why her consciousness, her energy was put into multiples of me in the human form. And my life was pre-written. If I'm truly a creator, which I am, the one directing the movie, casting all the people in the movie, laying everything out, if I truly believe that perspective, then I'm not a victim. I never was in this life as Rebecca, because everything was pre-written for me. It was all done on purpose because I was the one that was going to undo it for her. I was the one that was going to break the generational issues and curses. This big one that just came up for me was with my mother. My mother was very cruel to me. She disowned me at a young age. She put hexes and curses on me. She brought others in, other witches and warlocks that are pretty high level when it comes to the dark web, the shadow government. And they purposely put these things on me to stop me. My mother withheld love from me, was very abusive to me, and dumped and projected all of her insecurities and crap on me because I was daddy's girl. I loved my father. And my father left me with my sisters and my mother, and the abuse was pretty awful. It's hard for me as this human to accept what happened to me. Because on the flip side, as my angelic self, looking up and understanding that she created that on purpose, all of the things that happened to me, that were done to me, because the root of the problem is my greater self, God the mother to her, was cruel, and this evil woman, which come to find out here in the material realm, the godless form, the anti-God, the devil, the energy that enslaves, that's pure negative, that enslaves the humans, is the mother. She's not divine. It was done as a retaliation against the father, sort of, because the father is light. Pray to the father. And you go up, higher self, right? Nobody ever prays to the mother. They don't go down. They don't descend. And in fact, if you look at most of the teachings, and especially in spirituality, your lower chakras, your lower self is negative. And everybody tries to ascend. Ascend to where? To what? But what I've really been understanding is how we got locked in to this illusion, this reality, if you will, which technically it's not really a reality, but hang with me. The mother takes your energy, your chakras, and twists them. It's not just the mother, it's a gang of witches and now warlocks, but it's mainly a feminine energy that is lack. It's like a black hole. It has no connection to God, to source. It has no light. It's the pure essence of darkness. Therefore, it has to grab onto something that is light. This is the narcissist empath. It has to glob onto, like a leech, like a parasite is what they are. They have to grab onto like moths to the flame, because this empath's light workers, light energies, these energies have to grab on because they cannot survive, they cannot create without binding these energies, the light energies, to themselves. And that's exactly what they did to my greater self, my angelic self. She came down here with the idea that she was going to be with her soulmate, and they were going to build a life together. They were going to create the material plane together, and it was going to be kumbaya and loving, loving, loving. It didn't end up being that way, because look at what we have. We have division, we have animosity, we have hatred, we have riots, we have people killing each other, murder, rape, molestation, envy, hate. Nobody likes those energies. Nobody, let's be honest. Even if you are an evil human being, an evil entity, do you really like being that way? The answer, what I found dealing with these energies, is yes, as long as they have a source, as long as they're in control, as long as they're in power. But once you start pulling your power away, you start untwisting the connections, and that's what they do. It is literally like the fucking Matrix. It's amazing as I'm going through this, because when Neo and Trinity are in those cocoons, and they come out, the seal of it breaks open, and then those things that are connected to them unscrew. That's exactly what I've been going through. I have these feminine entities, these energies that bound themselves to me, connected to me at a young age, and later on as well, especially when I hit enlightenment and connected right back directly into source. Then they really attacked me. And these things that the way they did is they spun my my chakras in reverse and it locked them so they weren't open. Therefore, I was trapped in this human form and they were siphoning my powers, my gifts, my psychic abilities, my talents, my music, my artistry, my creativity. They were literally siphoning all of this off for their own gain and power and control. I'm not the only one, but I'm a big one. And I found that just absolutely fascinating because now I'm in the process of unwinding and getting rid of these energies because I realize it took many of you against one of me. So that lets me know that I'm more powerful than you. Now I just got to get this infestation out of here and reclaim the power that was mine, the creation here, because creation here is beautiful in the material realm. The problem has been is that we don't honor or respect it. We don't love it. There is no love at the core of the mother energy because the mother energy is all about taking, using the intuition, using the God flow, the God energy against others for her own personal gain. It is a violation of universal law. But that's exactly what happened. That's how you get these devil energies. That's how you get these. There are a lot of vampires I found that purposely attack, siphon, and steal. That's what this utopia, if you want to call it a utopia, this planet was built on. That's why it's an illusion, because it was literally created with others' energy, using God force, using God energy against others for your own personal gain. It's selfishness, it's narcissistic, it's greed, it's envy, it's all kinds of negative shit. And you know what? Here's where the swinging between form and formless is becoming a little. I'm still working through this one because my angelic side, my greater self side, my higher side, my infinite side of me is more real to me. I understand that perspective far more than my limited human side. And I don't abide by the rules. I don't abide by these limitations that they want to put on me, or the things that they try to, do to me and take from me. Like, I could care less. But at the same time, if I get back to my truest state here, right? If I bring my angelic self here into my form, integrate it, I'll be able to shapeshift. What I'll also do is I'll change that vibrational scale. I don't have to be negative. Says who? Who said that I have to abide by this positive and negative thing? Who said that I have to? Who likes to be angry, hateful, and spiteful? Who likes that stuff? If you do, fine. Then you stay right where you're at. I have no problem with that. I honor free will. Absolutely. I respect humans. I respect human form. I respect the material plane. I respect the emotions, and I respect where you are on your timeline and in your evolution. And I want to help people. I want to help humanity. I don't feel like you have to be in lack or limitation or bound or oppressed or lied to or manipulated or controlled. Why do you want to be, why would anyone want to be a slave to a system? I don't understand that. But yet that's what this is. But I still honor that. There are people out there that like being slaves. They do. And they will remain that way. For me, I honor and respect my human side, but I'm going to evolve out of it to being an angel in my human form, which means I'll be to the point where I'll control all of the matter. That's hard for me to grasp a little bit, my human self, because, like, wait a minute, that's basically saying humans don't really exist, or the human shell, or the human conditioning, or whatever, right? The material plane. Because if you can move and manipulate the matter at will, then there really is no matter. See where I'm going with this? It's difficult because myselves are kind of like, hey, how are we going to maneuver this? What are we going to do here? Because I like being here for the most part. I would love to travel, would love to have experiences. I would love to help others. I would love to do the miracles and the things that I know I'm capable of doing, but I don't do, because there are two things that I told God. The only way I will ever come out to go public, number one, I have to be able to prove it. And number two, I have to be able to protect myself, because I will not be a martyr or a victim. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I don't know where this is going to head. I kind of do, but I'm not sure. It is literally like the caterpillar in the chrysalis, when in that video where it dissolves itself. Is it still itself? Is that old version of itself still alive? I mean, sort of. The memories are, but the body's completely changed. Because the mind, the awareness, the knowing has evolved to a state of saying, yes, I honor and I understand this human flesh, but I also know that I'm eternal and I never die. So therefore, I can do anything, be anything, go anywhere, have anything. It's a novel concept because, number one, not very many people are going to be able to do this, but we will be able to teach and help. The other thing is that when you look at your life, if you understand this and you understand that you created your life and you are the creator, how can you be in pain, or how could you hurt, or how could you try to hold others accountable or not forgive? I mean, they're just characters in your movie. You put them there. It was your choice. They did they did those things to you because you wanted them to. So did you really experience it? As a human, yeah, that shit hurt. My angelic self, it's like, okay, yeah, that sucks, but doesn't feel the way that I do. So we're in an integration period. It's like, who are we going to be here? What are we going to do? How are we going to get there? So going back into the cocoon for the next several days to finish this, because I'm almost at the end. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, the gold, the rainbow, the knowing, the understanding, the being. I thought I was going to transcend and leave this planet because I didn't want to be here. This is quite an undertaking to fix, not even fix, but to exist here, because you're a minority. And if you can start doing miracles like I did years ago, when I started like instantly healing people and doing crazy shit like that, people flock to you. That's scary, because now people aren't willing to do the work themselves. They're relying on you. It's not your job. I know there's a solution. There's a solution to everything. I just thought I would share because it's been a very interesting week. I hope you're doing well. Know that I love you. And then I think we have to honor and respect both parts of ourselves. Excuse me, all parts of ourselves. My formless, my form, my emotions that bind the two together, that create life, the positive and the negative. And then I think for me, maybe for you, is that neutral point where it says I can be whatever the fuck I want to be in any moment. And that's that. Because I've mastered all of it. I think that is the solution, actually. Now I just have to finish the process and understand that I have dominion over this, and that these energies that are attached to me, that are trying to distract me, to deflect, to cause havoc and chaos in my life, and even when I'm in meditation, the distractions are huge. Is I have to refocus, keep focusing. They're just distractions because they don't want me to be my true self here. Because if I'm my true self here, if you are your true self here, then their power that is gone. It goes back into the hands of those that it belongs in, because it was never theirs to take in the first place. You don't use God's power, God's energy to enslave and hurt others. You just don't do that. God's not very happy about that, and I'm not very happy about that. This is what a lot of these people did to innocent children. They stole their innocence, because the innocence is the creativity, it's the power, so that they could have the illusion of power, instead of using that intuition, that creativity, that energy to help others. They instead used it against others to enslave. And these are some of the things that you are working through. Like for me, that's what my mother did to me. She took everything from me for herself. My intuition, my ability to manifest, my powers and abilities. She used that intuition for her own personal gain. This time, I broke that, and I used my intuition to help my own daughter, help her grow, become the best version of herself, because I love her. I did it and used my gifts from a place of helping her and loving her, not hurting. But that was just an example of one of the things that I had to change and heal. Not only in my life, but for my greater self as well. Because we're not separate, her and I. We integrated a long time ago. She is me, I am her. Therefore, it's my responsibility to protect her at all costs, that little me, which is a greater me, which is the irony there, and to create a future, a life, an existence that is magical, wonderful, amazing, loving, kind, compassionate, unifying, incredible. Because she deserves it. We deserve it. You deserve it. That's why you've done all the work. Because you're about to reap your dharma, while those that did cause you harm will receive their karma. That's not a tit for tat evil thing. That is universal law. It's just has been backlogged for so long. And that's why, for me, maybe for you, certain individuals are dying, or they have diseases or cancers or other things, or things are just not going well in their life because it's time for them to pay for their decisions and their choices so that they can evolve. Because really the end game is for us all to evolve, even the evilest of all, the devil. Because it's not unconditional love if you say that the devil doesn't deserve love. You want to know how I defeated the devil? When he came up behind me and was going to slit my throat, I told him that I loved him. He didn't know how to react because he doesn't scare me. I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of any form that's devil. Because at the core of me, which is pure, innocent love, it can never change. I will love the worst of the worst. I will heal the worst of the worst. Why? Because even though they may defy God or hate God or be against God or want nothing to do with God or hate themselves, it's really what it is, a war against themselves, or have envy or all those other things, doesn't mean that they're not worthy of love. Sometimes loving them, though, is walking away, pulling back your power, pulling back your energy, giving them the time and the space that they need to work through their own shit, to be in their own energy, to understand that they cannot siphon and take from another to create their utopia. They have to be in their own energy, experiencing the things that they have done. They do not take accountability for what they've done. They will never change. Never. A predator will not change their ways because they enjoy the prey. And they put the burden of responsibility on the prey. That dynamic is over. It's over. And these predators, and it's the females that are about to fall. I know of one of them, a couple of them in particular. I don't know some of them. They shapeshift. There's some big players, though. I'm going to keep an eye out for them, but they're about to get their karma for what they've done to me, to you, to this whole world. You can't use God energy against another in an evil manner for your own personal gain. It worked for a long time, but now it's time to pay the dues. And now it's time to reset and bring forth a new way where we are in love with everything. Our creation, ourselves, number one. And that in love with self expands out to everything. And then you create and manifest at will. It's beautiful. Anyway, I hope you have a great night.